a subject I talked about, and I will keep talking about this. Ban all pit bulls. Eradicate the entire breed. Every breed that falls under American Staffordshire Terrier should be eradicated. Okay? They should all be eradicated. I don't care if Fido's is sitting at your lap looking at you like, he ain't never give me no problem. I don't give a damn. If I could Thanos snap all these goddamn dogs off this planet, I would, including yours. If it's a pit bull, if it's a bull terrier, I don't care. If I could do it, fine, I'll do it myself. If I could snap all these degenerate dogs off, I will do it. Let's continue. Let's go here.
A Maryland woman had a run-in with a pit bull that led to her Tesla getting...
When's the last time you've seen a German Shepherd attack somebody's car? I know some of y'all gonna be looking for in the tabs, looking to Google, find me a German Shepherd attacking a car. I know. Find me a Chow attacking a car. No. Only pit bulls attack vehicles. Let's continue.
Getting damaged.
What are you waiting on? Oh my God. Oh my God.
This woman
is letting him do whatever he's doing to my tires. He's eating my car up.
In several TikTok videos, she showed the pit bull biting and tearing her vehicle while she and her dog were in it. Olivia said the attack began because the pit bull was outside without a collar on. She was able to run to her car for safety, but did get bitten and scratched.
Wow.
No, the dog attacking me. Oh my God, dog.
She also said she stayed instead of driving away because she didn't want the dog to bother any kids. The woman posted another video sharing text messages with the pit bull's owner where they offered to cover costs for doctor.
No. She said she stayed because there were kids, there were other kids, and she wanted to keep its focus on the car. So I agree with this woman. I agree with this woman. I'm sorry. Had she left, it would have went looking for somebody else. What do you see? You know, I think she did the right thing.
Doctor's visits, vet bills, and car repair. The owner also wrote that the dog had no prior issues with aggression. This is Inside Edition Digital.
Okay. Let's get what there's more. Is there another one? I know I got another one somewhere. I know I had two. There we go. Is this one? Is it this one? Which one is this one? Did I see this one? Okay, here we go. I know.
A man in his 80s, along with a Good Samaritan and a deputy, are recovering after being attacked by dogs near Katy. Investigators say deputies shot and killed the two animals. The attacks happened around 8:30 this morning off Doherty Place near Misty Cove Drive. KPRC2's Corley Peel is live outside the home and just spoke with the 83-year-old man's stepdaughter. Corley.
Keith, as you can imagine, they are shaken up about this. And I spoke with Dennis McKee's stepdaughter. She tells me those dogs showed up here this morning. They gave them water and they didn't appear to be aggressive, but things turned terribly very quickly. Surveillance video shows 83-year-old Dennis McKee petting two dogs outside his home, appearing playful.
Because at first they didn't seem like...
I know, y'all. It's his fault because he shouldn't have been playing with the dogs. I get it. Yes, I know the lady should have drove off. I know. The man shouldn't have been petting the dogs. I know. I get it. They caused it. I get it.
Mean dog.
Bielka Wong says moments later, the dogs attacked her stepfather. Had you seen those dogs before?
No.
Shortly after, she heard her mother and stepfather screaming for help. She grabbed this umbrella.
So I came back out and started hitting the dogs because he wasn't letting go of my stepdad.
Sergio Torres heard the commotion next door.
The ladies were pretty heroic, though, because they didn't seem to be too scared of the dogs and were out the entire time around the dogs. So it seemed like the dogs had something against the men.
A 43-year-old man driving by jumped out to help.
He came out with some kind of wire and he was hitting them with that too. And then the dogs went after him.
The dogs bit the Good Samaritan. He jumped on top of Wong's car to get away, leaving a dent. A responding deputy was also bit before deputies opened fire on the dogs.
The police officers did try to keep the dogs contained before even shooting them.
The dogs did not survive.
My mom cried, because she had never seen that. I was like, it's okay, Mom, because they could have bit somebody else, another kid.
And investigators say they're trying to determine if the dogs belong to an owner or if they are strays. We did see a collar that was left in the grass after that attack this morning. Dennis McKee's stepdaughter tells me that he is in the hospital downtown and is expected to undergo surgery today. The deputy and the Good Samaritan that were injured are expected to be okay as well. But this is an ongoing investigation. We, of course, will keep you updated as we.
All right, let me go to these comments. Let me see all these stupid pit bull lovers. Oh, look at this. My brother-in-law is a facial surgeon for the ER. He said he never owned a pit bull. 99% of dog bites on victims' faces that he has to reconstruct are from pits. Decades ago, when I worked as a hospital OR nurse, I was called in for emergency surgery. A lovely little girl had been sitting on her parents' front porch, swing, petting the next door dog's neighbor dog, which she had done many times before. Suddenly, the dog grabbed her off the swing and pounced. It sunk its teeth into her scalp and pulled, nearly scalping her. Luckily, there was a plastic surgeon who was available, and he spent nearly 5 hours carefully putting that scalped area back onto her head. She only ended up with a few scars at the top of her forehead. Jesus Christ. The owner of the dog had it put down and covered whatever medical bills insurance didn't pay. Just had this happen to me. I was walking my little 15-pound Bichon Shih Tzu when a pit bull got off its leash and attacked my dog. Two wonderful neighbors were heroes and helped pull the dog off my dog. I later found out the dog had my dog's leg down its throat. Emergency vet saved my dog's life, but had to pay $5,000. If you look online, over 60% of dogs. Yes, we know the numbers. We know the numbers. I was attacked by a pit bull just recently, and it was completely unprovoked attack. I was out in my front yard minding my own business, and when my neighbor had a friend come over who brought his pit bull with him, he had brought the dog several times before, but never let him outside without a leash. He let the dog out to pee, and as soon as it saw me, it charged across my own yard, snarling at me and tried to attack my legs. Thankfully, I crouched forward in a defensive position, and when it lunged forward, I punched down on top of its snout. Then it retreated back to its owner. I called the cops immediately, but the guy heard my yelling and grabbed his dog and fled before the cops arrived. People who say my dog never attacked, I know. He don't bite. Look at this. Several years ago, a small child was being mauled by 3 pits. When an officer arrived, Grandma was in the yard yelling, "Don't hurt my dogs." Her grandson was being torn apart, and she was worried about her freaking dogs. The officer shot and killed one dog, wounded another, and the third ran away. Later, the 2 surviving dogs were euthanized, and Granny got some jail time. It took several surgeries to put the child back together, but he survived. I know. Yeah, here we go. Trying to pet 2 stray pit bulls is crazy. I believe he knew he couldn't run, so he tried to be nice, but they tried to eat him anyways. Our society is sick when people have to go out of their way to explain why 2 dogs had to be shot for attacking humans. Those are not pets. They're beasts. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I met some really sweet pit bulls, but never owned one. I also have first and second hand knowledge of pits snapping on family members and law-abiding citizens. And once that switch is tripped, it's hard to switch it off. If there is more than one involved, they feed off each other's energies. Around 2009, I accompanied sheriff detectives to a scene where a woman was killed by 3 of them. Her face had been stretched into what looked like a leather mask, and the back of her arms were void of flesh. She was found lying face down on her hands, covering both sides of her face. She bled out because they ripped away all of the tissue on the backs of her arms as she tried to protect herself. I'll never own one, and nobody can ever convince me otherwise. Yeah, I know, y'all. Not your dog. I know, not y'all's dogs. I know. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. As a retired animal control officer, I can tell you many horror stories that involve pit bulls. One comes to mind of a family whose pet pit bull, described as loving, happy, loyal, and all-around good dog, turned vicious one evening and attacked his owner, tearing at his face and neck. The ambulance arrived and the EMT could not reach the victim, who at this point is unconscious due to blood loss. As the dog had latched onto the owner's arm and wouldn't let go, the sheriff was also there and it was determined that the only way to save the owner was to shoot the dog, in which the sheriff did. This all happened in a short period of time, but the panic and chaos was crazy. Now, this was a family dog attacking his owner, so this breed has a bad rep for a reason. Yeah, I know. Not y'all's as dogs, of course. I know. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, here we go. When I saw two tiny dumped pit bull puppies on the road one day, I snatched them up and brought them home to raise like one of or two of our own. Our friends told us it wasn't a good idea, that Tuggy and Scooty could harm our other dogs. I scoffed at them, parroting what I have heard, that pit bulls used to be nanny dogs, and it was all how you raised them. We raised them like we had raised all our other dogs over the past 40 years, 30 or so dogs in all, with never a serious incident. We shook our heads at how pit bulls were misunderstood and the unfairness of how the breed was discriminated against. Tuggy and Scooty were shining examples that it was indeed all how you raised them. They became best buddies with one of my other dogs, Luna, and I trusted them implicitly. One day they all had big new chew bones. Luna decided she should growl possessively at Scooty, and that was all it took. With no warning, not a bark or growl, not a sign of anger, Scooty jumped on Luna, grabbed her around the neck, and proceeded to choke the life out of her. Tuggy joined in, silently grabbing a back leg and pulling as hard as he could. My mother and I desperately tried to get them off of Luna and pry open their jaws. Luna's tongue turned blue. She lost consciousness and let loose her bowels. Damn. At that point, I knew we had lost her. You know, the worst nightmare you've ever had, the one where something horrible is happening to someone you love, but you're moving in slow motion as if you have 50-pound weights on your hands and feet, and you can't speak or yell because you have no breath. That's how I felt when I saw Luna getting killed in front of me. You may think you could react well in such a situation and save your dog's life, but you can't. I tried to pry Scooty's jaws off Luna, but all that got me was my hand bitten clean through. It would later require a $26,000 surgery to repair. Scooty took off running around the house, dragging Luna's lifeless body like a leopard with a dead antelope in a macabre game of keep away. I tried to think of any weapon I could use, anything that looked like a break stick, but I had nothing because I trusted my pit bulls. I trusted what people had told me, and as a result, I was totally unprepared. In desperation, I overturned a marble table, and Scooty finally let go. I learned a very hard lesson that day. Pit bull behavior is not, in fact, about how you raise them. I had been duped by people who, in their quest to defend their favorite breed, had given me wrong information. Okay, well, once again, the numbers, sir. The numbers say otherwise. You know what? I got time. Let's go over these pit bull attack numbers. Because, you know, people make up stories on the internet. Sure, they sure do. Sure, no. Okay. Let's see. What breed of dog bites the most people? What is that? It says pit bulls, man. It says pit bulls. Let's do this. Holy cow. U.S. dog bite fatalities. Breeds of dogs involve age groups and other factors over a 13-year period. 13 years they track this thing. 65.6% are pit bulls over a 13-year period. Okay? Over a 13-year period. All right? Chart depicts dog breeds that killed 13 people during the 13-year period. 33 dog breeds contributed to 9 deaths and are excluded from this chart. 9.5% of all fatal attacks involve multiple breeds. Thus, the total number of deaths attributed to each breed will always exceed the actual numbers of deaths. Okay, let's continue. So here we go. In the 13-year period of January 1st, 2005 to December 31st, 2017, canines killed at least 433 Americans. Take this into account. Okay? So dogs in 13 years, whatever the breed, in total have killed 433 people. 66% were pit bulls. Okay? 66% of pit bulls killed more people over a 13-year period. Rottweilers, the second leading canine killer, infected 10%. 10%. Pit bulls, 66%. Rottweilers, 10%. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. So that 66% out of 433 is 284 people. Pit bulls have killed 284 people in a 13-year period. Get the hell out of here, man. Take y'all pit bull sympathizing asses out of here. Pit bulls comprise of 6.5% of the U.S. total dog population. So this is black people. You know, black people, 13% of the population. Yeah, but y'all's crimes and murders somehow far outweigh everybody else's when it comes to proximity. Yeah. So pit bulls are the urban versions of humans. Yes. 6% of the population of dogs, yet they kill the most people. Okay. All right. Okay. Y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. Look at this. The 13-year data set shows that 48% of all fatality victims were 9 years old and 52% were 10 years old. Children. These things are child killers. So 208 victims were 9 years old and 52% of the victims were 10 years old. Take y'all pit bull sympathizing asses out of here, please and thank you. Ain't shit you can tell me about a pit bull. I don't care. I know a few YouTubers that have them. I hope y'all get y'all pit bull wake up call one day. Let's continue. Look at this here. Pit bulls are a contributing factor to the rise of adult fatality victims since the last CDC study from 1979 to 1998. So from 2005 to 2017, pit bulls killed 72% of all victims 10 years old versus all dog breeds combined. Pit bulls inflicted 91% of all dog bite deaths in the 10 to 29 year age group, 72% in the 30 to 49 age group, and 74% in the 50 to 69 age group, and 66% in the 70 age group. Okay, you got it. Over the 13-year period, male victims outnumbered female victims. So you had male 223 versus female 210. Among the children 9 years old, male victims dominated. They were 63% of the victims, 132 out of 208. And 37% of adults 50 years old were female victims, 61%, 93 out of 152 to 39%. If you don't get the fuck out of here with this pit bull sympathizing shit, please miss me with this. Please miss me with this. Oh, let's go here. From 2005 to 2017, family dogs inflicted 54% of all fatal attacks. 64% were perpetrated by pit bulls. No surprise there. It was up from 56% from 2005 to 2010. Of the 284 fatal pit bull attacks, 52% involved killing a family or household member. Take y'all pit bull sympathizing asses out of here. %16 of all dog bite fatalities involved a babysitter, grandparent, or relative watching a child, or the dog being watched by a person other than its owner when the canine inflicted a deadly attack. Pit bulls carried out 74% of these attacks. Okay? %27 of all dog bite fatality victims were either visiting or living temporarily with the dog's owner when the fatal attack occurred. Pit bulls inflicted 73% of these deaths. Children 9 years old comprised 66% of these deaths. Okay. Got it. Gotcha. Only 21% of all fatal dog maulings resulted in criminal charges. They should treat these dogs like a fucking firearm. I'm sorry. Throw the book at them. Pit bulls were implicated in 75% of these criminal cases versus attacks not involving pit bulls was 25%. 2.5 times higher rates than Rottweilers. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, let's look here. Texas. So 54% of all dog bite fatalities occurred in the southern United States. Texas led all states with 54 deaths, of which 70% were carried out by pit bulls. California followed with 45 deaths, of which 84% involved pit bulls. 7 states followed: Florida 29, Georgia 23, North Carolina 21, Michigan 19, Ohio 19, South Carolina 16, Illinois 16. Okay. Once again, 13-year period, pit bulls killed 284 people. Mainly children. But y'all got it. Rotties at 45, German Shepherds at 20. Hell, a Mastiff, Bull Mastiff, 14. Husky, 13. I'm shocked at a Husky. A Boxer, one of my used to be favorite breeds, 7. Doberman Pinschers, 6. Alaskan Malamutes, 4. Golden Retriever, 4. Cane Corso, 3. A Chow Chow. You know how aggressive Chow Chows are? 3 people. A wolf dog hybrid. Goddamn Jon Snow's dog out here. Goddamn dire wolves. 3 people in 13 years. Presa Canario, 2. Japanese Akita, 2. Belgian Malinois, 2. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. Y'all got it.